Morning, Trainiacs. It's a strength training day, and I know for a fact that something that all of you are searching for is triathlon strength training periodization. How do you do strength training for triathlon? When do you do it? When do you do the heavy stuff? When do you do the box jumps? When do you do the calisthenics? When do you do the stretchy band and side bum work? Today, I'm going to lay it all out for you, start to finish, year-round training plan, periodization. Here we go. All right, Trainiacs, let's talk about strength training. Sort of went away a little bit over the race season, but if you were around last winter, you know I was all about strength training, and I think it had a really big part to play in the first personal best that I had at Half Ironman Coeur d'Alene, and then the second personal best that I had, improving on that by 6 minutes at the Half Ironman World Championships. So, I think it's pretty important. Now, somebody said to me in a comment here, like, at what point do you do what strength training? Very good question. That just leads into the triathlon strength training periodization that people should be taking over the course of a year. And periodization is just as you change, it's like how you change the structure of your training, the type of training in different blocks throughout the year. So I think that there are 4 periods, 4 different blocks, 4 different types of training that people should do when it comes to strength training periodization. So let's go through those point for point. Phase 1, adaptation. So during phase 1, what we're doing is we're getting our muscles used to having a load placed on them, a heavier load than the extremely light body weight load that we place on it swimming, biking, and running. So this is like somewhere right after your very last race of the year or after your off season. This is basically the start of next year, and we're not talking calendar year, we're talking training year. So what we're doing at this point is we are backing off of the intensity of swim, bike, run to start making up room for intensity on strength training. So far as weights and reps and movements, we're looking at somewhere around 8 to 10 reps, not really high, not really low. We're looking at lighter weights because our body hasn't carried a lot of weight over the course of the race season. And we're looking at very traditional gym movements, squats, deadlifts, presses, lunges, rows, things that you would typically associate with a gym. This will last anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks, and once it's done, we move into phase 2, which is the heavy weight routine. And it's a very specific routine that I put together last year. Thousands of people downloaded it with a lot of success. You can get it by going to triathlontaren.com/strength routine. What we're looking to do here is we're looking to become as absolutely powerful as possible, raw, brute strength, while being as light as possible, thus increasing our power to weight ratio. What this is also going to do is, because the weights are going to be so heavy, it's going to release a whole lot of hormones. It's going to slim us down because we're going to have built a little bit of muscle. All those hormones help shed some pounds. It cuts you up. So you end up having a little bit of better body composition in the process. At least I found that. I kind of maintained the same weight, but I looked a lot better with my shirt off. And if y'all know, I like taking pictures with my shirt off. Now, as far as the movements that you're doing, we're looking at 1 to 6 reps, somewhere in that range. And that routine that you can go and download is centered around a really heavy, increasing load deadlift, a Hex Bar Deadlift, where you step into the bar, and then 30 seconds after that lift, you pair that with a max effort plyometric jump. What it's going to do is it's going to increase your ground force production, the amount of force that you can push down into your legs in one big burst. And the way that we've designed the routine, it won't build muscle because the reps are lower, and you're also going to be dropping the weight instead of lowering it down. Be very careful. While you're doing this, you are backing way off the intensity, specifically in biking and running, because this heavy weight stuff is going to take a lot out of your body, and to try to also build up strength in biking and running at the same time, you're probably going to get overtrained. So we back off of that intensity in the other sports. That phase is going to last anywhere from about 2 to 3 months, and then we get into the third phase, that is the sport-specific strength phase. And this is where we start taking all of that raw gorilla power that we've built up. We back off of the really heavy weights while we bring up sport-specific strength movements in typically focused on biking and running. On biking, we're doing low cadence work. In running, we're doing hill work. So it's still really strength-based. It's a slower movement. It's grinding it out and having our body under a fair bit of load, but it's specifically in those movements. We are still doing some weight training. The strength work now goes to about 3 to 6 reps. The weights are a fair bit lighter, and the movements stay fairly slow. They're not really explosive. They're not really poppy. We're looking at body weight squats. We're looking at TRX movements. We're looking at slow rows, things like that. This is gonna last around 2 to 3 months as well. And then we get into the main race season. This is where we start building power and speed. And basically, as soon as race season comes around, you want to start switching over to power and speed as opposed to just strength. So intensity at this point in the swim, the bike, the run is at its absolute highest. So we want to, again, keep the weights nice and low. We want to keep the intensity fairly low in the strength training. The focus is backed off of the strength training, but we haven't backed off of it entirely because we still want to have our muscles nice and strong and have that tensile strength to be really quick. And we also want to have that hormonal response that strength training provides that helps our recovery process because we're getting stronger, we're staying with nice firm muscles, and it allows us to repair our body from the intense swim, bike, run. So what we're doing at this point is really light weights, probably just typically body weight. We're talking about like one-legged bursts up off of the side of a bench. We're talking about a medicine ball where we throw it and then run forward. These are explosive movements. These are quick. These are not a lot of weight. It's teaching our body to pound off the ground really quickly over and over and over. We're still not bringing the reps up very much because past about 8 reps, we start building muscle. So it's still in the anywhere from 2 to 6 or 8 rep range. And that's about where it stays. So now all of this is very complicated. There's a lot going on here. It changes a lot over the course of the year. Now what I would recommend doing if you're interested in this is all of this is automatically laid out in our Team Trainiac training platform. I've already written all of these strength workouts so that they change dynamically throughout the course of a season. All people have to do is put in your first race of the year, your last race of the year, what days you want to work out doing what, your swim, your bike, your run, your strength, and boom, everything starts popping up throughout the year with all of this periodization in mind. So if that sounds interesting to you, go to triathlontaren.com/team waitlist, and it's probably going to be within the next couple of months that we make that program available to everyone. It's going to be really wicked. There you go. That's how it is. 4 phases. If you aren't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button below. And if you are subscribed, you are like a personal best deadlift to me. It was $4.95 back in the day, by the way. I used to lift stuff that were heavier than a water bottle. Really heavy.